look at some questions on symmetry point group. So basically we have 1,2-dichlorobenzene. So this is structure, and it can also be written out, it can also be drawn as this, right? So for you to determine the symmetry point group, you need to check for this. The first thing is check for the principal axis, right? So the principal axis is the same thing as Cn, right? So then you check for subsidiary axis, right? So subsidiary axis is NC2. So let's say the principal axis is C2. So we should have two C2s to give subsidiary axis. Let's say the principal axis was C3. We should have 3 C2s, right, for us to have subsidiary axis. And we also have sigma H and sigma V. So let's look at this condition. The first condition is when we have CNH, right? For CNH, we have Cn, and we have, this one is absent, right? And then this one is present, and this one is either absent or present. It's important to note that when we have both of these, when we have sigma H and sigma V, sigma H always mask sigma V. We only see V when there's no sigma H. So let's look at this also. We have sigma NV, right? So for sigma for CNV, we have this to be present, we have this to be absent, and we have this to be absent, and this is present. So now let's look at the third case. The third case can be DNH, right? So for us to have D, this and this must be present, right? For us to have D, this and this must be present. So if this is present, we have DNH. So whether this is present or not, so as long as this is already present H, so we have DNH. So now let's see DND. We do not have DNV, right? We don't have this, so it's replaced with DND. So we have this, right? We have this, and this is absent, but we have this, right? So that's that. So looking at this, the principal axis A is basically at this point. So when you rotate this, this one comes here, this one comes here. So we have the principal axis to be C2, right? So we have C2. So the next thing is, how many C2s do we have? So we only have one C2. We can't have C2 here, because what we have here is not the same as this. So we can't have any other C2 except this. So we only have one C2. So instead of 2 C2, right? So definitely this one is out. So now let's see sigma H. For us, this sigma H is basically like mirror, horizontal mirror plane. Horizontal mirror plane is perpendicular to the principal axis. So it has to be at this point, like this. It has to be this. So there's no horizontal mirror plane. What is A is different from A. So let's see the vertical mirror plane. The vertical mirror plane is definitely A. Like what is A is also A. So we have this, we have absence of this, absence of this and this. So it's basically C2V. So the configuration is C2 and V. So let's see chlorobenzene. So chlorobenzene is this. We have it to be this chlorine, right? So the principal axis is basically at this point. When you rotate it, we have C2, right? So let's see for subsidiary. Subsidiary, do we have 2 C2s? We need to ask. So there is C2 here, right? There's no other C2 again. This is the only C2 we have. So subsidiary is out, right? So let's look for sigma V. So sigma H rather. Sigma H is perpendicular to the principal axis, right? So we have sigma H is absent, because what is here is different from what is here. So it's absent also. So and the last one is sigma V. So sigma V is here also, is present. So basically we have the structure to be C2 dash dash and this. So this is basically this. So we have to be C2V also, right? Now looking at 1,4-dichlorobenzene. So we have benzene to be this, So this is benzene ring, right? So we have 1 chloro and 4 chloro, right? So basically, let's check for the principal axis. So the principal axis is this point. So we have the principal axis here. You can also have it at a point here, right? That goes in like this. You can also have C2 that goes in and turns it like this. So that's also C2. That's one. We have C2 here. We have C2 here. So we can also have another C2 here at the middle here. C2. We can even also have another C2 here, right? So we can also have another C2 here. So basically, the principal axis is C2. Yeah. So the subsidiary, which is NC2, so you should have at least 4 C2s. Does he have 2 C2s rather? So there's 2 C2s. So we have more than 2 C2s. So this is present. So let's look for sigma H. So sigma H, if this is the principal axis, the one cutting many atoms, right? So let's look for sigma H. Sigma H should be perpendicular to it. So we have this to be this. So sigma H is here. It's present. Now let's look for sigma V. So we don't even have to look for this already again. So we already have D2 and this one mask this. So we have D2H, right? So this is 1,3-trichlorobenzene. So let's draw the structure. So we have it to be this. So we have 1,3,5-trichlorobenzene, chloro and chloro, right? So let's look for the principal axis. So the principal axis is basically going to be just like this. So we have it to be 1, 2, 3. So this is C3. So the principal axis is C3, right? So let's look for the NC2. So we should have 3 C2s, right? So basically we have 1 C2 here, we have another C2 here, and we have another C2 here. So we have C2, 1, so we have C2, this is 2, and C2, this is 3, right? So we have 3 C2s. So this is right. So now let's look at sigma H. So the principal axis is a point, right? The principal axis is a point that goes into this, that goes into it, right? So the principal axis, let's look for sigma H, right? So sigma H should cut the point that is entering into this, should cut it vertically, right? So this is sigma H is cutting this point vertically. You know, this point is entering into it, so this is cutting it vertically. So we have this to be there. So we don't need to check for this again. So we have D3H, right? Now we have 2-hydroxypyridine. So this structure is this, right? We have it to be this and this. So this is OH, right? So looking at this, the principal axis is what? There's no principal axis. There's no point you want to is it here? What is here is different. Is it here? What is here is different. So the principal axis is none. So NC2 is going to be what? Is none also. So let's look at sigma H. Sigma H is absent also, and then sigma V and sigma V. We only have sigma V that cuts through like this from the head, that cuts through. So this is present. So this is basically CS. This is CS. No C, no principal axis, and then all that stuff except the mirror, the vertical mirror plane. So now let's see C4, right? So C4 is more or less like methane. So now we know methane to be tetrahedral. So therefore this one also, which is F and then F. So it's going to be tetrahedral also. So now let's see CF3. So CF3 is H. We have F. We have F. and we also have F here. So basically, let's look at this. So the principal axis is going to be C3 here. The principal axis is going to be C3 because it's more or less like you having this. This is flowing. This is flowing. Sorry, let's extend it. This is flowing. This is flowing. And so this hydrogen is coming out. It's coming out like outward. So basically, we have this to be there's C3. The principal axis is C3. So subsidiary, how many C2 axis do we have? How many C2? We can have a C2. We have another C2. The C2 is not up to 3. We don't have up to 3 C2s, right? So this is absent. So the next one is what? So let's look for the sigma H. The sigma H is absent also. We have sigma H to be absent and this to be present, right? You can just try to know this one. It's unfamiliar, so but you can just try to know that it is C3V. Know it. So now let's see oxygen molecule. So we have this to be this. So the principal axis is infinite because it's linear. So the principal axis is infinity. So and there's also so let's call principal axis the subsidiary, which is NC2. So how many C2s do we have? So this is basically C2s. The C2 is also as many as infinity. So we have infinity C2, right? It's present there. You can have C2 at any point. This is the principal axis, right? This is C infinite. So we can have C2 at different points there because this keeps rolling and it's linear. So we keep having C2, successive C2s, right? So the next one is sigma H. So do we have sigma H here? Absolutely yes. So there's sigma H that is perpendicular to the principal axis. So we have that, even though there's sigma V also, but the point group is going to be D infinite H. So now let's look at this. This is basically like water molecule, right? Sorry. We have it to be S this and this. So the principal axis is going to be C2. Like when you rotate it, C2, what is here will be here. So we have principal axis C2. So do we have two C2s? Absolutely no. We do not have C2, two C2s. We only have one C2. So we have this to be out. So sigma H. Sigma H is also absent, and then sigma V is present. So this is sigma V, right? We have a sigma V. What says here? So we have sigma V to be present. So this is C2V. We have this to be C2V. So now let's look at this. So we have this to be this also. This is linear, right? So basically we have the principal axis to be C infinite also. So we have this to be sigma C2, like infinite amount of it. So we have this also. We don't have a check for this, we have it also. So we have this to be D sigma H. So let's look for HCl. So this is HCl. So now the principal axis is basically infinite because it's linear. It keeps rolling, right? So we have C infinite. Now let's check how many this do we have. We have how many of this? So this is perpendicular, like the C2. How many C2s? We don't have any C2 because this is also not the same as this. What is here is different from what is here. So it is absent. So sigma H, this is the principal axis C2. So sigma H does not give the same stuff. Hydrogen here, CN here. So this is absent. But we have sigma V, which is this, right? So this is present. So we have C infinite V. And the last one we have BCl₃, sorry, Cl and Cl. So basically it's C3, right? And there's NC2. How many C2s? We have one C2 here, another C2 here, another C3. We have 3 C2s. So this is present, sigma V. So that's basically sigma V is sigma H rather. So sigma H is also present. And let's see the last one. We don't have to check for it. So we have this to be B3H, right? Alright, so let's look at this also. So basically for ammonia, the structure of ammonia is like having this hydrogen, we have hydrogen and we have hydrogen, right? So it's not planar. This is not a planar structure like BF3. This, you know, this is like this is kind of planar, F and F. So this one is planar, right? But ammonia is not planar. So let's look for the principal axis. So the principal axis is going to be C3, right? Is there NC2? There's no NC2. Is there sigma H? None. Is there sigma V? Yeah, absolutely yes, there's sigma V. So this is C3 V, right? So looking at this, the principal axis cuts through many atoms, right? So this is C2. We can also have C2 here. So we can also have C2 here, right? So we can also have C2 here. So basically, this is going to be C2. So we also have two C2s, right? This is the principal axis. We have another C2s, two. So we have two C2s. So this is present, sigma H. We have sigma H to be. This is the principal axis. So sigma H is definitely perpendicular, right? So we have this to be present. Sigma V also, we have it to be present here, right? We have this to be present here. So this is also present. So we have this to be D2H, right? So this is D2H. So looking at this, is there what is the principal axis? No principal axis. You can draw it again like this. You can put it this way, whereby you have so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can draw the structure again like this. So we have it to be this. So we have okay, sorry, let's draw it this way. Let's draw it this way. We have this to be this to be this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have this to be this, right? So there's no principal axis any point there. Okay. There's a point here. Let's draw it again. So let's put the structure here. We have it to be this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have this to be this. So we have it to be 0 and oxygen here rather. So this here we have double bond here. So these two are pointing upward, right? So if we have this one here, so we can have a C2 here, right? So that is C2 there, the principal axis. So how many C2s can we have? There's no C2 here. There's no other C2. This is absent. So can we have sigma H? No, there's no perpendicular axis, mirror plane is absent. So let's look for sigma V. So it's parallel to the principal axis, right? So this is present. So basically this is C2V as well. So now let's look at this. So the principal axis can be this, right? So we have C2, so basically the principal axis is C2. For this last one, the principal axis is C2. So how many C2s do we have? We also have another C2 inside of it, right? So we have this one, it fulfills the C2, right? So the mirror plane also, the perpendicular, so it's there, the perpendicular mirror plane, it's cut from the top there, it's there. So the sigma v, we don't have to check for that. So we have it to be D2 and H, right? So that's that.